The struggle between Hagar and Sarah is reflective of the power struggle between the flesh and the spirit, the one from Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Hagar, answereth to Jerusalem, which now is, and is in bondage with her children. But Jerusalem that is above is free, which is the mother of us all. In the text, Hagar is referred to as a handmaiden of Sarah, the definition meaning a bondservant or an official member of one's household. Sarah is given the title of mistress. The word in the Hebrew, gebereth, meaning a royal member, princess, ruler, or leader, comes from the root word gebir, which is a master or lord. Sarah was a princess, a woman of nobility, denoting mostly her status as a free woman, or one who is free to come and go. Now the name Sarah comes from the root word sar, which means one qualified to rule, and always spoke of women who had access to the royal court. In the official sense, this person would have immediate authority, one who is above others in status. This type of person was equipped with provisions in their hand or in their possession to provide security and protection, like we read in Psalms 123:1. Behold, as the eyes of servants look unto the hand of their masters, and as the eyes of a maiden unto the hand of her mistress. So our eyes wait upon Yahuwah, our Elohim, that he might have mercy upon us. Foreigners in the ancient Near East had no legal rights outside of their own country or ethnic group, unless they fell under the local ruler's protection. Even their lives were not secure. A Babylonian proverb remarks, "A resident alien in another city is a slave." Hagar, nor her seed would be qualified as heir. Why? The heir would be one who acquired the inheritance of promise. This heir would be required to not only possess the land, but cultivate it by keeping it alive to pass on to the next generation. Thus, the heir had to be one initiated through volition, free to choose, and not one out of obligation or debt. In Genesis 15:2, Abraham asked, "Yahuwah my Elohim, what will you give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is Eliezer of Damascus? For behold, you have given me no seed, and the one born in my house is my heir." Abram calls him son of my house. Servants were tied to the owner or the land, and could be passed down, otherwise they could bequeath an inheritance. This verb, son of my house, is a theme of Deuteronomy, where Yahuwah's promise of covenantal relationship is directly related to Israelite possession, and thereby foreign dispossession, of the land of promise. This theme continued throughout Israel's history and prophetic message. Possession of the land was directly connected to a person's relationship with Yahuwah, and breaking the covenantal relationship led to dispossession, where the people would be vomited out or sent away. But even in exile, Israelites awaited the day when they would repossess the land. Jeremiah 33. Eliezer was an Ebed servant, bound to Abram, and not a free agent. Genesis 24:2. Eliezer is now called the eldest servant of Abraham's house that ruled over all he had, no longer being called son of his house. Instead, Yahuwah says the seed promised must be born free and will come from Abraham's own bowels. The term bowels comes from the Hebrew word me'eh, meaning the womb or of men, the seed of generation, desire of the heart, loins, a man's will to bring forth from within, potency. The line of redemption will always move through the will of the man who chooses life. When Hagar conceives, her presumed status has shifted as she no longer regards Sarah as her superior. Abraham secures Sarai's position of authority, saying, "Your handmaid is in your hand, to do with her what seems good in your eyes." So Sarai afflicted her, or brought her low in dealing harshly with her to humble or discipline her. So she fled. Later we see Hagar is told to submit herself under Sarai's hands. Therefore, Ishmael, though Abraham's firstborn, could not inherit the firstborn blessing, because Hagar, his mother, lacked the freedom to choose whether to bear Abraham a son, being a bondwoman. Consequently, the blessing passed to Isaac, born of Sarah, a free woman of noble status, who could willingly bring forth an heir, illustrating the importance of freedom in the lineage of inheritance.